Ladies and gentlemen, the tussle between governors and governments in opposition-ruled states have often got ugly and out of hand. What starts off as verbal exchanges have become full-blown legal fights which are at the doors of the Supreme Court. In fact, the top has often expressed displeasure with governors who are sitting on bills that state governments want enacted. From Tamil Nadu's R.N. Ravi, West Bengal's Ananda Bose, governors have become a thorn in the flesh of democratically elected governments, with the opposition calling them the centre's proxy. Now, senior Congress leader Abhishek Manu Singhvi is saying that the governor's posts should either be abolished. Now, question is that even possible? And why is he saying that? I'm putting that question to Mr. Singhvi himself, who is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, good evening. Thank you very much. Good to have you back on the show. Can I ask you why you want the post of governors to be abolished? And whether it's legally possible or not, constitutionally and legally possible or not?
Firstly, Shreya, my stand was in a general PTI interview on many topics. It was not based on this. Secondly, it was more nuanced than the way it is formulated. I did say that if you do not reform the institution of governor considerably, if you do not have especially statesmen-like people with gravitas appointed, if you do not change the approach to governorship, then yes, there is no option but to abolish it. I didn't just come up with the Shakespearean off with your head about governor kind of comment. But let me tell you very quickly, you started the show with your comments, but ask yourself the question. Governors are supposed to be guardians of federalism. Today, are you going to have governors who can really be called agents of anti-federalism? You took an example of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, Delhi, Karnataka. There's some examples. Why does this not happen in UP? Why does it not happen in Madhya Pradesh? They also have governors. Why does it not happen in Gujarat? Obviously, because you have started using this office as agencies of the central government. And let me tell you that from federalism is a much larger concept. Take three examples that I've had the privilege or the misfortune of appearing in all of them. Bills. 10, 12, 15 bills, I won't name states, are kept back by you. You are the governor. The chief minister bangs his head on your wall for 10 months. You don't pass a single one. I go to court on behalf of the chief minister and that state. Before the court date, you pass 3. And the other 7 you refer back. The governor, the state government repasses those bills in 2, 3, 5 days. Comes back to you. Again, you delay for a while. Before the court date, you refer it to the president, because presidential reference can be done. Now, this is not the intention. You know, when B.R. Ambedkar piloted all this in the Constituent Assembly, it's a very nice phrase. He said, "Ek myan mein do talwar nahi." No two swords in one scabbard. And there is in the debate a large section which says, please have elected governors. You read those debates. Ambedkar shot it down right. He said, we are nominating governors. They are not separate, independent power centers. And he didn't say it, but I've said it in court. I said, an elected government, suppose you are the elected chief minister, Shreya, you have the right to do wrong. But the right to do wrong means that you'll be removed in the next election. Your right to do wrong can't be sacrificed by me. I'm not a super chief minister. This is a fundamental concept which unfortunately has been distorted beyond recognition only by the first BJP government onwards in the last 3 terms. And it is getting back to worse. And let me tell you that you also need to now, you know, in the old days, even now, the rule remains the same. Before I appoint XYZ as governor in your state, I have to seek your consent. Now that consent becomes formal. If the state government knows and it is overridden. But today, you need people of stature, statesmen, gravitas, people who understand constitutional law, and most important, who are above the hurly-burly of politics. I was amused to note, possibly once or twice only in the history of our republic, that a governor resigned and then fought elections. Unsuccessfully is a different matter, but you resign as a governor. Now, this is keeping your political potato alive and kicking. That is what governors are meant for. And this has happened
Mr. Singhvi, how is it even possible in the charged political times we live in? How is it possible for the governor to be apolitical when, after all, he or is being picked, by the central government, which is run by a political party.
Exactly.
Look at the times we are living in. How is it even possible for governors to be impartial and above the burly of daily politics?
You are making my point. I'm not blaming those governors first. I'm blaming the central government, which has made it a condition of your appointment that the moment you're appointed, you will do ABC. You will disrupt. You will create a obstacle. Tell me one thing. Our governors born yesterday were the governors born in 2014. You had, prior to 2014, 75 odd years of governance in non-Congress BJP JD governments. Did you have such kind of a rapacious approach by any governor in any state? I mean, there may be one or two exceptions I can't think of, but you have the same institution all along. So abolition, of course, will require a constitutional amendment. It will require a consensus.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is more rhetorical. I'm not asking for abolition of the post. I am actually, by saying that comment, drawing your attention to the significant continuous debasement and devaluation of an important constitutional post. Tomorrow, if the President of India started doing the same thing with the Prime Minister of India, a second limb of governance, correcting, scolding, interfering, commenting, second guessing, checking. I mean, this will be a disaster of the entire democratic system. The Prime Minister has the right to do wrong because he's elected Prime Minister. He'll be thrown out of the next hustings. It's not that the President can do something about it. You remember Mr. Gyani Zail Singh did one kind of excess on the postal bill and those things. Remember the amount of criticism he came for? Today, governors have become second limbs of central government agencies. They've become second limbs of governance, become second channels for carrying out instructions and sometimes the hatchet instructions of the central government. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, Mr. Singhvi, thank you very much. It was an interesting statement you made, so we thought we'll have a brief chat with you over it. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thanks, Mr. Singhvi.